we feel almost like the rug has been pulled out from under us in our like understanding of the region of the world that we study.
Tonight on Hotty Toddy News, experts are in disbelief over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We will update you on the president's response coming up. Here in the Magnolia State, the debate over income tax is heating up. We'll hear from local residents as lawmakers weigh their options for tax reform. And a campus program is providing good food and an education in hospitality. We have a deep dive at Lenoir Dining coming up. Hotty Toddy News starts now.
From the School of Journalism and New Media on the campus of the University of Mississippi, this is Hotty Toddy News.
Hello and welcome to Hotty Toddy News. I'm Anna Kate Boyd. Last night and into this morning, Russian President Putin announced a special military operation in the Donbass region of Ukraine. Putin went on to threaten consequences against any nation that may try to intervene on behalf of Ukraine. That operation turned into a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, including attacks on the capital city of Kyiv. Both Russia and Ukraine are reporting both civilian and military casualties. Civilians are finding shelter in metro stations and other underground facilities and are waiting to see what will happen as the day goes on. Russian forces have already captured Chernobyl. President Biden responded today announcing a new series of economic sanctions on Russia.
We've now sanctioned Russian banks that together hold around $1 trillion in assets. Every asset they have in America will be frozen.
Professor Joshua First, who specializes in Russia-Ukraine relations, says he, along with fellow experts, are in shock over the invasion.
I'm just frankly quite shocked, and as are many other experts in the field who have been to Russia and been to Ukraine. We feel almost like the rug has been pulled out from under us in our like understanding of the region of the world that we study.
First also believes that President Biden's sanctions are the best move to make.
I think that putting sanctions on Russian banks is a really smart way to go. And the reason why I think this could potentially have more of an impact, and again, I don't know if it will. My suspicion is that this is the correct direction to go.
Lawmakers at the state capitol are debating what to do about Mississippi's income tax. As of now, the Mississippi income tax accounts for 34% of the state's revenue. Those leading the charge, including Governor Tate Reeves, believes eliminating the state income tax will lead to more money circulating in the economy. Reporter Jason Price spoke with the residents to see how they feel about the issue.
Mississippi legislators are considering eliminating the state income tax. Some believe phasing out the income tax would attract more residents, while opponents believe cutting taxes would further impair the growth of schools and infrastructure. I caught up with Oxford residents to see if they think the state should keep or discard the income tax. Some Mississippians don't want to see the change.
I definitely don't believe that we should get rid of it.
Man, y'all need it. Why get rid of it for?
I'd rather keep paying the money for the roads and the education.
I would argue, yes, we should keep it.
Or think the state income tax should stay, but could be lowered.
And they need the income tax to be able to pay for the things that we have, like the infrastructure and stuff like that. I think it's a little high.
While others could use the extra money.
More money in my pocket.
Mississippi don't need the tax money.
According to the Mississippi Center for Public Policy, the current state income tax helps support educational needs as well as road repairs. Without state income tax, Mississippi would mainly rely on federal funds to support education. While not eliminating it completely, the state Senate did pass income tax phase-out yesterday, advocating for a cut that would raise sales tax from 7% to 8.5%. We will keep you updated on any developments. Jason Price, Hotty Toddy News.
Thanks, Jason. For students living off campus, towing is increasingly becoming a problem in some cases, costing over $300 to get their car back. Hotty Toddy reporter Kennedy Cooper has a closer look at the rise in tows.
City of Oxford has been enforcing strict towing regulations recently, especially in apartment complexes such as the Flats, where resident Darby Dixon says towing trucks are a regular occurrence.
My car got towed for parking on the white line.
Vehicles normally get towed for parking violations and wrecks, and fines range from $225 to $350.
And I had to pay $300 to go get it.
While this can be costly for many, tow truck driver Willie Gilmore says students can be very careless when parking.
They think they just park wherever, and they can't. So it is what it is. Most of them are gone. They'll run in for a minute, run out. It's towed.
Towing companies encourage people to be mindful of where they're at and to make sure to look for towing signs. For Hotty Toddy News, I'm Kennedy Cooper.
Thanks, Kennedy. The Animal Resource Center is now open to the public, providing shelter to stray cats and dogs in the community, with many options available to anyone who wishes to adopt. Reporter Cameron Evans got a closer look at the renovations.
Oxford Animal Resource Center is back in action after being closed for renovations for almost a year. The newly revamped facilities include more kennels for the animals, a better indoor play area, as well as a fully functioning pantry. In addition to adoption, the Resource Center started a volunteer program and foster a day program, and many Oxford residents, such as Josie Grove, have offered to help.
So we're actually coming to the Resource Center after it's back open to fill out forms to do foster for a day, where you take the dogs to walk and maybe take them to like go get a pup cup or something.
Grove feels that the most important thing from the Resource Center is that the animals feel loved by anyone who can and will take care of them.
Most importantly, it's a good thing for the animals. Like, it's our choice to come help the animals, but they don't really know, animals that come here don't really know what it's like to be loved, like either if they're stray or get dropped off.
On Marley Bar Road, near the post office, is where you'll find the new Oxford Animal Resource Center, where you can foster/adopt an animal of your choice, or if you already have a pet and need financial support, they have a free pantry with food and other essentials for the necessities of your animal. This is Cameron Evans with Hotty Toddy News.
The Oxford Film Festival officially announced its lineup for the 19th annual edition. It will showcase 118 films, including 16 narratives, 22 documentaries, 67 short films, and 13 music videos. This year's festival will begin in person starting on March 23rd and ending on March 27th. All screenings will be held at the Malco Oxford Commons Cinema, and all attendants are required to show proof of a completed COVID-19 vaccination to enter any indoor screenings, where masks will be required. There will be a virtual screening alternative from March 27th to April 3rd through Inventive. More information on film festival lineups can be found at oxfilm.com. Mississippi tornado season is just around the corner. It peaks in March, April, and May, with lives always at stake during this dangerous season. One researcher here at Ole Miss is hoping his work can help to save more lives. Reporter Tucker Lewis has more information on this potential breakthrough.
Yeah, we're hoping to turn this into something that can be used by the public.
Roger Waxler is the principal scientist at the National Center for Physical Acoustics at the University of Mississippi. And for the past 2 years, he's been trying to figure out how to detect tornadoes that are 60 miles away through the use of signals.
So think of my fingers as the microphones in the array. If you have sound coming like this, it hits this one first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You can back out from the time difference between when the signal hits the different elements, what direction it came from.
Microphones detect the signal that is then analyzed by Waxler and his team. And he's hoping to eventually create a tornado tracking app to give more accurate tornado warnings.
If you had, for example, an app on your phone, you could go to and see the dot. It says, there's the tornado. It's crossing Highway 6 near Lamar, coming towards your house. Then you could actually get in the tub and pull the mattress over your head.
Tornado season in Mississippi can result in lots of damage to your home or even loss of a loved one. Hopefully, as more data is collected through the use of acoustic arrays, Mississippians will be able to know when a tornado is coming through the use of their handheld device.
Thanks, Tucker. In Oxford, everyone is always looking for that next hot dining spot. However, there is one right here on campus that has slid under the public eye. Reporter Terrigan Dixon has more on Lenoir Dining here on campus.
You are cordially invited to the Lenoir Dining experience. Run by hospitality management and dietetic students who are part of a semester-long class, hospitality manager Jeffrey Pittman says students learn skills such as
how to properly cook food in a designated time frame if they go into restaurant management, or if they go to event planning, how to effectively plan a menu.
The restaurant serves a different menu each week, incorporating different themes such as this week's Mardi Gras, where customers could enjoy items such as seafood gumbo and king cake bread pudding.
I thought it was super good. It was blackened fish, and I'm really picky with fish, and it was super good.
Each meal comes with your drink of choice, the bread of the week, an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. Although a reservation is not required, it is recommended. Pittman hopes the experience benefits the students in the future.
I want to inspire students to be efficient and better leaders in this industry, because that's what the restaurant industry needs right now. Hospitality in general, we need better leaders to be more efficient.
If you want to indulge in these campus delicacies, Lenoir Dining is open Tuesday through Thursday and has reservations available at 11:30 and 12:30. Come with an appetite because next week's theme is Italian. Terrigan Dixon, Hotty Toddy News.
In sports news, the Rebels baseball team is off to a 4-0 start after taking down Arkansas State 15-5 in 5 rainy innings at Swayze. Kevin Graham led the Rebels with 7 RBI. Ole Miss will be back in action as they host VCU for a 3-game series this weekend. On the hardwood, the men took a hard loss at Auburn last night in a 77-64 defeat to the 3rd-ranked Tigers. Jarkel Joyner led the way for Ole Miss with 13 points and 3 rebounds. They look to get back in the win column on Saturday as they host Texas A&M with tip-off at 2:30. As for the women, Coach Yo guided the Rebels to a 70-62 win against Arkansas on Tuesday night, and Shakira Austin put together a double-double with 11 points and 16 rebounds. Ole Miss hosts top-ranked South Carolina on Sunday at 1 p.m. as they look for revenge against the Gamecocks. That's all for this week. For Hotty Toddy News, I'm Anna Kate Boyd. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.